How's everybody doing today? Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. It's Friday. It's Friday, everybody. We made it through another work week. What's happening, my people? Good morning, that chick, yo. What up, cuz? Toronto Riggins. D-Rob in the building. How y'all doing today? It's Friday. That's right. It's Friday, man. I haven't been excited for Fridays at the same level that I was excited, years ago. Because the older I get, I find that there's always something to do. Now, I made transition from, being out of the regular work week flow, but the weekends are always packed with something too. So it's like I'm learning to temper my expectations a little bit, and I do get more excited now. So for Mondays, I think, than I do Fridays, and I know that sounds weird, but I do try to get a little bit more. I do try to get a little bit more excited about Mondays, because I see Monday as an opportunity day, because so many people are down on Monday. They're dreading going to work. They're dragging because of a long weekend. That's an opportunity. There's opportunity in there. And so in life, the people who solve problems, the people who bring solutions, they tend to do well in life because people don't really care for Mondays like talk. And because of that, there's what they say, if you set yourself on fire, the world will show up to watch you burn. Which is not a literal statement, by the way. Although some people will still show to watch you burn. But in general, if you provide a solution that's impactful, people will come from all around to support it. So that's kind of how I take going into Mondays now versus Friday. Friday, though, sometimes we party so hard through the weekend. We squeeze so many things into those 2.5 days that we burn out by Monday. So trust me, I 1,000% get it. So yesterday we stepped into the next segment of this show. The next segment of the show. And we start talking about those 10,000 hours. And along the journey, I think yesterday we brought into the Last Dragon, talking about Bruce Leroy. Bruce Leroy.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
So you don't have to go find it, right? Because today we're transitioning into confidence. Confidence. And the term that I hate is fake it until you make it. I've told you guys 1,000 times why I hate that term. Maybe not 1,000. I'm exaggerating a little bit. However, I think it's I can't hear you. Fake it until you make it is a term that is so misleading. It's so misleading. So just starting out, but let's get a baseline. What's your definition of confidence? What's your definition of confidence? Morning, Mo. How you doing, sister? What's your definition of confidence? You know, a lot of times we have so many different definitions of things that it's hard to kind of get on the same page. So I'm just curious, what will be your definition of confidence? Now, I'll give you the Google definition of it, the dictionary definition. Monique says, I don't know how to be fake. That's very valid. Very valid. Oh, sis, I feel you. Trust and believe, I feel you. But hey, one day at a time, man. One day at a time. We work it out. We work it out. We have a lot of things going on. I thank you for coming in this morning, even though you're tired. I appreciate that. Confidence, by Google definition, is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. A firm trust. A firm trust. The state of being or feeling certain about something. A feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. A firm trust, a state of feeling certain about the truth of something, or a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. And so confidence, I truly believe it's in direct conflict with fake it until you make it. I believe confidence it goes against the whole fake it until you make it, although most people think that it is. I was doing my research and I saw this one year lady. She does a whole level up school, a level up program, which teach people how to get from this level to the next level, and a lot of tips. And she had some really good tips and really good things in there. The only problem that I had with it was that she was saying you got to fake it until you make it. You know what I'm saying? You have to pretend to be a thing until you get where you're trying to get. And the problem that I have most of the time with people who kind of go along this path is that everything is like a quick fix. If you can adapt these little qualities right here, if you can do these things right here, you can look the part and then you'll get in the door. But what's the problem with that? Can anybody tell me what the inherent problem with that is? What's the problem of just looking the part to get in the door? What happens once you get in the door? Can anybody shed a little light on that or help me out with that this morning? Fixing something to look the part, like a resume, for example. You doctor this resume up. You'll make yourself sound like the best thing since sliced bread. And then you get into the interview and they start asking questions. Let's see here, Mr. Glover. You said you have done this kind of work for 15 years. Okay, wow, great. Let's see some of the companies you've actually worked for. Who? I never heard of this company. Who was that? Okay, yeah. Interesting. So, Mr. Glover, let's do a hypothetical real quick. All along, guess what? The more questions they ask, the shakier my answers get. The shakier my confidence begins to get.
Well, well, well.
Well. The shakier my confidence begins to get. Monique says confidence is the will to do something with grace because you feel you are built and made for it. Work it until you perfect it, sticking with it even when it gets hard. Great. That's a great answer. Great definition. I like that definition. And most times, and I've noticed this just in general, when you challenge a person's thought or idea, or maybe not challenge is a strong word, when you start asking questions about people's what they're trying to do, and you get about 3 to 4 levels deep in the questions, most of their questions, most of their arguments, most of the things that they were trying to say, it starts to fall apart. It starts to get a little shaky. And then you start experiencing the sweat beads popping on their forehead. The armpits get real sweaty because they're pretending. They're pretending. And in most cases, they don't have anything to back up what they're pretending to be or the experience they are pretending to have. And they're just praying that you don't catch them or call them out. And the best scenario, honestly, is that they see through you and they say, no, this is opportunity in for you. Or they say, well, we know we see you and we know you inexperienced, but we like your personality and we want to help you grow. We want to work with you. That's the best case scenario. Because, you know, I'm not no fool to say you gotta get at least to the table. You gotta have your representation there. I'm no fool to think that that's not what needs to happen. Sometimes if you don't bogart your way into the door, nobody will ever know that you're waiting outside. So I get it. Trust me, I get it. I do. But there's a thing that I've noticed for some years, and I call it fake confidence. Fake confidence. And so if we got fake it till you make it, then we got fake confidence. And then we see the definition of real confidence. Is there any wonder why we can be confident in one thing, but truly have severe insecurities in another thing? Can anybody relate to that? Who in the room has had supreme confidence on one spectrum, but then total insecurity on the other side? Am I the only one? Can't be. I can't be the only one that has been super confident in my ability to do this thing over here, but totally insecure on this shoe, on this foot. Okay, there goes somebody. I said, man, am I the only weirdo in the building today? Yeah. So what is the first thing that say? You really can't fake confidence. You really can't fake confidence. Confidence is earned. And it's earned through those 10,000 hours. It is earned through those repetitions. That's how it is earned. That's how it is earned.
10.
Oh, let's not do that. It's earned through, yes, let's do it that way. It is earned through your 10,000 hours, constantly putting the work in, constantly doing the thing that is required.
10.
Stop it. Monique says, I can relate. I am terrified of public speaking. They say public speaking is the number one fear that most people have. Now, this could happen for a lot of reasons. Actually, my brother just cut you down there. This can happen for a lot of reasons, but it is the number one fear that most people have. More than spiders or snakes or wildlife or falling or what have you. Public speaking often tends to be the number one fear that most people have. So let me just do a quick mute on that. I don't want that bleeding through. Yeah. So I have this one example of the premier fake it until you make it space. And it's not public speaking. It is, I'm trying not to play anything. y'all only hear my voice, right? 'Cause I don't want you to slap my hand. I think I got everything muted. And it's like every time I went to show this video, it's a, there we go. All right. So what we have here, what we have over here is some models on the runway. And they are training classes for this walk, to learn how to model walk, to make it to the big screen, to make it to the big stage, I should say. You have to learn how to walk. I mean, look at all the hundreds of people just surrounding them, watching them. Phones are out. You know how much confidence it takes to do that? You know how many times we've seen the model fails where they start tripping in their heels and they start sliding and falling all over the place? But to go out there in front of all these people doing it, you would think it takes ultimate confidence. But in all honesty, it just takes reps. It's not confidence, it's reps, it's repetition. They're on their journey. They're not cracking a smile. They're not trying to sell anything for real. They're just walking. Oh, they're selling. Don't get me wrong. They are selling. But primarily, they are out there just walking, and they're either showing the designer's work or the hairstylist's styles. So they are selling. However, if somebody was just on an ad in a paper or ad on the internet and they had those faces, we wouldn't be excited to buy from them per se. We wouldn't be as excited to buy from them because it's just like, you didn't move me. You were cute, but you didn't move me. And some of these walks are amazing, and some of them are, how should I say, a little jacked up. Some of them are a little jacked up. I'm gonna fast forward to get to some of the more elegant walks, the more seasoned walks. Those were some beginners in the very beginning. And that takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of talent. And I've been to my fair share of fashion shows because my wife used to do this for a minute. And so I caught her at the tail end of her career. And so I got a chance to really see behind the scenes. And one thing that I noticed, one thing that stuck out to me more than anything was that after a show, just as a bystander, just as a participant, I'm watching, I'm seeing what's happening. And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, these are beautiful women. They had it going on. They're living their best life. They're living this dream. They're doing this thing. But then when I meet them afterwards, I realize so many, they're what you would say a hot mess. Their whole lives are built around how they look. They don't have to really be nothing more than just beautiful. They don't have to have any more qualities. They don't have to have a good personality. They don't have to have good character or morals. They don't have to have any education. And the world throws praise and adulations and money at their feet. And so when they're on that stage, when they're walking, they are super confident. But in their real life, when they get back home,
Stop the cap.
they struggling. They struggling to pay bills because they didn't. A lot of them don't make good. They don't really make enough money to live as a model. They have a hard time finding quality relationships because a lot of the good guys are too afraid to talk to them because they are beautiful. And then the guys who just want that quick adrenaline hit that ain't about nothing, they always shooting that shot. Is B in here? I don't think so. She left early this morning. She had to get to the gig, to the job early this morning. We got a busy weekend, so she getting off a little early today. But yeah, so we're gonna definitely do a late night thing, bro. We're gonna do a Zoom thing, and I'm gonna try to slowly integrate her into the space. I'm gonna try to slowly integrate her into the space. She's kind of a little hesitant about it, just because she done that little walk thing, and there's people all over the place, and she hasn't said this to me, but this is just my thoughts on it. And with YouTube, you never know who's watching. You never know who sees you. And so she's not really big on exposing herself. No more than she's trying to live a low-key life at this point in her life. But yeah, so we're gonna do it. So it might be some offline stuff that we do with her. So anyway, having that ultimate confidence, you can fake that. You can fake a resume. You can fake a lot of things. But confidence in and of itself is sexy. It's attractive. That's how we develop or we find our heroes. The people we want to be like that. Security sisters got our back. I'm sure she does appreciate that. So let me ask this. Who was your first hero? Who was your first hero? And why? Who was the first person, the role model, hero, the person you looked up to the most outside of your family? Like your immediate family. Like not your mom, not your dad, not your brother, not your sister. Then you could talk about cousins, you could talk about athletes, somebody outside of family, somebody that you saw from a distance. Somebody that you didn't have the inside scoop on their day-to-day operations. Somebody you just idolized kind of from afar. Who was that first person that she gives her Pops? Yeah, I get it, but we're gonna put Pops to the side for a few minutes. I want my uncle. Okay, we can go with uncle. Uncle. Why your uncle? I have an uncle too, D-Rob, but yeah, why your uncle? Oh no, you can do extended family, just not the people that you know, your mom and your dad and your sister and your brother that you grew up with. My cousin Cleveland, the big bro. Okay. So the big question is why? What did you see in them that made you kind of admire them or even idolize them or want to be like them? What was it? What was that thing they did? The words they said, how they made you feel. It had to be something. What was it? For me, oh man, part of me died when he left. He always had my back. He always had your back. Okay, I like that. D-Rob says, my uncle used to bring me to all his football camps and games. Oh, so I would assume that. I mean, you kind of like that. So that's why you doing. Are you doing it kind of what you do because off of what he did? Did you admire it? Did you want to continue the tradition? What was it? For me, it was a cousin. I'm gonna just call him. I'm gonna call him G Rob, which is actually his name. I'm gonna call him G Rob. uh, Ole, aka Sexy. She made sure her family was taken care of. She worked hard and made sure we had whatever we lacked. She also kept the family functions going. Okay. D Rob says, that was Monique. D Rob says, and I would see him get ready for dates, rocking polos and good colognes. Okay. I see it. For me, it was my cousin, G Rob. He was he was like my go-to person. He was like my shelter. He was my shelter, my role model, my example. I patterned my whole life, early life, after him. Everything that he did, I did. Because you know my story. I felt unwanted. I felt unloved. So I felt like if I was like somebody else, I would be more lovable. And so I patterned myself after him. And the primary reason, because this guy was so confident. He was so freaking confident in everything that he did. And he was good at everything that he did. This guy was creating new stuff, inventing new things. I mean, simple things. I mean, he was always experimenting. Me and my sister, we laugh to this day. He used to call it set tea. And this is where he makes some freshly brewed Lipton with the tea bag, iced tea in the pot of hot water with the sugar. Put it in this little mason jar or one of those big pickle jars. And he go sit it in the room in the kind of like you would do wine and let it just, ferment. And he would do something like that and then pull it out a couple weeks later and say, drink this. That'd be the nastiest stuff. The nastiest stuff ever tasted. But he was always doing stuff. He wasn't afraid to try new things. He didn't care if people liked him or disliked him. He was just him. And people loved him for being him. And I loved that about him. So I wanted to be just like him. Yeah, man. My mother's side, man, they robs over there on my mom's side. Which is, I grew up mostly with them, so. Uncle Prince, legally blind but very independent. That's your girl, said Uncle Prince. Okay. So we used to sit outside. Did I miss something? Oh, he legally blind, but he that dude. He can keep me cooking too. Wait. So legally blind doesn't mean completely blind. It just means that you don't see good enough to drive or, do. I don't know. What's the term? Legally blind mean that there's a spectrum and he's below on that spectrum. He was below on that spectrum. Oh, y'all just sit y'all tea outside. So y'all know about the set tea? Did y'all like it? Was it good for y'all? I don't. Yeah, we used to left his in the house. I'm like, maybe some sunlight had to hit it. It might have tasted a little bit better. I don't know. It was a little suspect to me though. He loved it. Me and my sister, we wasn't feeling no set tea like that. And so one thing I've learned, most people adopt their heroes or their role models because they're extremely personable. They're good at something. They are a superstar at it. T was good. I think it might have been the sunlight. Sunlight was definitely needed. We didn't have no sunlight. But those heroes, those role models, they possess the quality that. So it was good because we didn't leave it too long. Yeah, he would leave his in the house for like 2 weeks. Hey man, come on, taste this now, man. It's real good now. I'm like, man, that's some old tea, bro. I don't want none of that. It ain't been in the refrigerator, just been sitting. No, I'm good. I tasted it once. That was enough for me. But he was my hero all the way until I was probably a sophomore in high school. And mind you, I've been modeling my whole school, career, athletics, ROTC, everything that he did, I did. And I found my own level of success in there, but I never felt like I measured up to him. I never felt like I was good enough to him. He was always that big brother. He was always that figure that I was always trying to live up to. But what's that old saying? You never want to meet your hero sometime, right? Yep, life happened. And he had a fall from grace in my eyes because I had him on such a pedestal that when I realized he was human, he came down off that pedestal very quickly. Very quickly. And so what I discovered is I was confident based on somebody else's achievements. And I was holding myself to a standard, one, that wasn't even real. Two, it was a little premature or immature. And it wasn't grounded in anything real. I was just checking the boxes. Okay, he did this, I'm gonna do this, okay. I never measured my success versus his success, however. That I never did. Because y'all know how it is. When you talk about a person long enough, their story becomes legend. And he had a legendary story, not because he was a legendary person, but because he was idolized by a group of young kids. And everything that we saw him do, we thought we could do. We wanted to do, and it was so amazing to us. And we wanted to do what it was. But we never did. Well, I take that back. We did all of it. And then we realized, left a little something to be desired. Which is why I'm always harping on, what do you want? Believing in yourself. Having your own dreams and goals. Working out. Which is why I hate the term fake it until you make it. You have to become the thing that you want to be. And there's steps involved. Everything has a process. And you can't fake it. Because the problem with the fake it until you make it school of thought is you do these steps to get in the door, but then once you get in the door, they're expecting you to be the thing that you said you were. That's why so many of our relationships are struggling. Because we're pretending to be something that we're not. And then we get in the door and we can't sustain that person longer than about 4 months, 5 months. And then the true us start to show, and then they don't want anything to do with us. Or we see their true self and it's like, you know what? Haha, you almost got me. Be gone, heifer. What you said, D-Rob? Pull out that cat spray. After about 6 months, you start seeing who that real person is. Because they were faking it. They were perpetrating this fraud. Now, most people don't do it with the worst of intentions. They truly think once they get an opportunity, they're going to be this person or be this thing or do this thing well. But there's a reason why you can't fake confidence. Get out. Heifer, be gone. There's a reason why you can't fake confidence. Hey, y'all give me 1 second. I had an emergency call last night that I never got to address. So give me 1 second. Let me answer real quick. My apologies. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. But sometimes family, man. My daughter called me in the middle of the night. It was like, yo, Pop, I hope this is one of your late nights. I really need you right now. But she didn't. Yeah, I needed my playlist too, right? So that was my daughter, man. And she kind of been going through some stuff lately. And she hit me about 1:30. And I just wanted to make sure she was good. I appreciate that. Family definitely always comes first. So thank you for your understanding. But she said, oh, man, what are you doing? Call me when you get off. I'm like, all right, well, you said it was, an urgent thing. Don't test my loyalties now. None come before the babies. But yeah, so a lot of people, we have struggles with maintaining the fake image that we bring. But then on the flip side is we attract those things that we are. And if we're pretending to be fake, well, people are seeing us. And they're pretending that, no, y'all, I'll let y'all know. Trust me, I'll let you know. Might be some work that I can't put in myself. I might need to hire some help. But no, we attract, what people see as being a thing, and they get attracted to it because they think we are their thing. But little do they know we're not faking. I'm sorry, we're faking, but they're not. Oh, they the real deal. And they see when they get in, oh, this person ain't really what they said he about. But while I'm here, let me see what I can take advantage of. But that's why, y'all remember, we talked about Last Dragon yesterday. Y'all remember the scene when one of the opening scenes when they're in the movie theater and all the people in there and they're watching the Bruce Lee fight and they're dancing, and then showing up and his boys walking to the space. And when the little boy says, I know who can beat you. And he picks him up and he says, who's better than the Shogun? Bruce Leroy, that's who. And he over there sitting there watching Bruce Lee eating popcorn with chopsticks. And sure enough, had heard of Leroy. And one of the boy Beast, he said that's the only dude that stand between show enough and total supremacy. Because they'd all heard about Bruce Leroy. They'd all heard about him. Everybody knew Bruce Leroy was the man. Except Bruce Leroy. Right? Except Bruce Leroy. That's how most of us are. We walk around, we're doing the work every day. You're doing the work every day. You're getting those thousands of hours in. You're perfecting whatever it is you're perfecting. And people see your greatness and they come in and, well, since you ain't really using your title, let me get that out for you. Since you ain't really paying attention to to what you could be getting from this. Oh, you got a nice car in the yard. You ain't really using it. Let me use it. I want to go out Saturday night. People see you. They see your greatness. And sometimes it infuriates them.
Catches bullets with his teeth. Nigga, please.
They see your greatness. Oh, somebody know this movie good. Why don't you come and shut me up? Everybody that mattered in that scene knew who Bruce Leroy was, except Bruce Leroy. He was on a journey trying to find a master, not knowing that he really was a master at that point. He done well over 10,000 hours. He knew it inside and out like the back of his hand. And the whole movie, people trying to tell him either you ain't better than me, you're no better because you knew do this kung fu stuff. He had students in his school. The community respected him because he was an upstanding guy. Everybody he met, he thought he was a cornball, but respected him, or they saw his greatness, except him. When are we going to wake up and start really seeing our own greatness? So let me ask you, in that same vein, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from going to your next level? Be honest with me. What's holding you back from going to your next level? You string bean, Rick James looking fool, beast, kill him. Oh, Johnny. Johnny. Yo, Johnny is the example of fake it until you make it. He had no confidence. He actually did have some skill, though. He had the skill because he studied with a master. He knew all the katas. He'd done all the training. He just had something on the inside. The same question I'm asking right now. What's holding you back? He had to accidentally hit somebody to say, hey, these things do work. Hey, let's get it. That chick yo said, me, myself, and I. And why are you holding yourself back? Don't you know how great you are? Do people always compliment you on your skills and what you bring to the table? Don't you know how great you are? Huh? Don't you know how great you are?
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure
Come
enough.
on now.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I? Show enough. I can't hear you. And don't sleep. Show enough was good too. He was nice. He was nice, but he was just he wanted it all. He wasn't satisfied being one of the greats. He wanted it all. He wanted to be the greatest. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's how you go about it. Monique says, myself, I have all the things I need. I will get it done. It's in the process. Oh, yeah. In preparation to get out there. You better stop preparing and just go. Matter of fact, where we at? Somebody, if you hadn't hit the like button yet, I would greatly appreciate you hitting that like button. I get that all the time. Hey man, you need to get your likes up, bruh. You got 40 views and 3 likes. Come on, bro. Those numbers ain't adding up. Toronto Ricky says myself and having the right responses. Wait, resources. Okay, I'm about to say, what you be saying, girl? Please share. Offline. You won't get me kicked before I even get where I'm trying to go. if your responsibility is that tight, but I got your resources. And so that's the thing. Most of us already have everything that we need to be successful. And most times we think we need resources. Case in point, I was talking to a friend Monday, and he asked me, he said, hey man, if you were trying to do something, let's say over the next 6 months, what would you go all in on? What would it be? And I was like, I would love to do, this or do that. I said, but I ain't got the resources. He said, oh snap, I'll produce it because that's what I want to produce. So I'll produce. And I'm looking at him like, well, he said, yeah, man, we can just peel off like 4 Saturdays and we can go and do this. And he had ideas that I hadn't even thought about. Why? Because I'm keeping it to myself. I'm not using my network. I'm not talking to people. I'm just having all my dreams, all my hopes, all my new plans. They're sitting right here. Monique says, waiting on the job to let me go. You see this face? You see this face? Any person worth they salt, you think a job gonna let you go? Their job is to keep you as long as they can, especially with the amount of quality work that you bring. You think I want to see you skirt out that door? Psst. Catching bullets with his teeth? Ninja, please. Oh, no, boo. They not going to let you go. No. But look, I do understand. I'm in a very similar situation right now. And some decisions that I have to make really soon. And I've been told by competing parties that neither wants to let me go. And they're trying to make the money look right. And as flattering as that is to my ego, do they align with what I'm trying to do with my life? Or am I going to take my talents to South Beach like LeBron did and go win some championships the hard way? Well, maybe not the hard way. He did go down there with Chris Bosh and D Wade, so it wasn't super hard. But why can't I find my own superstars to partner with and go do my own thing? It's tough. It's a tough situation, I know, because you're comfortable. Remember? Comfort is a trap. Remember that, right? Remember that show? Monique says, I am the breadwinner right now. Nah, I feel it in the works. I already had someone trained for my position. This company does the sneaky layoff. They do the sneaky layoff. Oh, okay. I feel you. The sneaky layoff. I hadn't heard that. I heard it put quite that way before. But they do the sneaky layoff. I feel you though. It's politics involved in everything that we do. I know. I get it. Trust me, I do. But that's the thought. We all know what we know. We all know what we know. Other people see us, and the gifts that we have, people want to co-opt a lot of times, and they want to use it to make their life easier. The unfortunate part is, most times, in many cases, they can't compensate at the level that makes our life easier. You know, a lot of us are making lateral moves. We're going from this job in this company to this job in this company, but it's pretty much the same job. Slight pay bump, but it's pretty much the same job. It's not a lot of, upward trajectory. She said, but my feelings will not be hurt. Yeah, she gonna be like, yeah, you been laid off. She gonna be like, yes. And she added that before they change their mind. I feel you. So I'm gonna ask y'all like my homeboy asked me the other day. If you had 6 months to get something popping before everything fall apart, what would you do? If you had 6 months to put some pieces in place because you knew in 6 months what you depended on now was gonna go away. What would you do now for the next 6 months to lay the groundwork for your next phase? What would that be? What would that look like? So I have my pardon speech. Oh man. But that's a good question, right? 6 months. 6 months. What would you do if you knew in 6 months your way of living, your income was going to go away, but you got 6 months to get it together? What would you do? How would you do it? And I'm gonna be blunt with you on this one. That is a tough question, only because it's pressure associated with it. Because 6 months, we know, is not a lot of time. It'll be July before we know it. And I got to replace all this income in 6 months. What would I do to make that happen? Everybody isn't sitting on go all the time. So I know it's a little nerve-wracking. Might cause even a little anxiety. But what I will say is this. If you out there faking it, it might be even tougher. Because if you faking to do something, well, honestly, I can't even say that. Not wholeheartedly, because it's one of those things where it could be true for most people, but it may not be true for a lot of people. 40% is a lot of people that it may not be true for. So I'm gonna bury that question. I'm not even gonna make that comment. Monique says, I am ready. Before I left Charlotte, my income went to savings. Finances are great. It's more of the medical insurance. We have always lived on one income. So smart families, from the sounds of a very smart family. I like it. I like it. But I want everybody to think about that question over the weekend. If I knew my life was going to fall apart in 6 months, the way it currently is, only income though, only jobs. We're going to lose our way of living. There's all those thoughts. Do I have enough money saved up that will float me for a couple of months? How can I minimize my living expenses to prepare? Or how do I put boots on the ground and build something that's going to generate some income? I mean, there's a lot of different ways to think about it, but think about it though. I got you. Okay, I got you. I totally get it now. That makes a lot of sense, Mo. D-Rob says, I dream about financial freedom. Don't know where to start, though. 6 months of discipline would be great. You know what, D? Might got something for you, my guy. Might got something for you. Let me talk to a few people and see what path I can put you on. But I think I got something that might help you out with that dream of financial freedom. Yeah. Definitely do that. So yeah, fake it till you make it. I am not a huge fan of fake it till you make it, as you already know. Y'all remember the movie 300? The Spartans? This is Sparta! That is still one of my all-time favorite movies. Just like models, you got warriors. Models are confident because they are being celebrated or praised for something they really had nothing to do with it. They just hit the genetic lottery. They're just amazing looking women. They have a body structure that's perfect for that field. And that is their career. That is their profession. That is what they do. And they do it well. Soldiers, on the other hand, are pretty much the same thing. They're normally big, strong guys that are very coachable and trainable. And they still have to get their 10,000 hours in. And just like models, when a model is done with her career in modeling, because there's a time period on it. There's a time period on youthfulness. For guys that are warriors, there's a time period on youthfulness. It's the same thing. You don't see many real life 50-year-olds out there being superheroes. Hell, 40-year-olds being superheroes. The body can only take so much damage, but for so long. Beauty is only skin deep. It fades over time. It morphs. So you're not the same beauty, but you're still beautiful, just not the same beauty as you were when you was 22 or 26. There's some differences there. There's some age that has happened. There's some bad joints. We all have it. I almost named our son Leonidas. But the thing that I love about that movie is those particular Spartans, they were so disciplined. They were so well trained. They were professional soldiers. It was their claim to fame. Evolving beauty. There you go. It's evolving beauty. It's more than just, well, let me get off of that right quick. I'm on a point. I don't want to lose my point. When they were getting ready to go to war, the surrounding cities came and they were trying to put soldiers together. And Leonidas was talking to his friend and said, hey man, we brought it was 300 of them. And they had I think it was 1,000. He's like, man, we're surprised. We have more soldiers than you. He was like, he looked at me and said, huh, really? He said, what do you do for a living? He said, oh, I'm a farmer. He said, oh, what do you do for a living? He said, oh, I'm a blacksmith. He said, Spartans!
Spartans! What is your profession?
They are professional soldiers. This is all they train to do. So 300 trained professional soldiers. They eat, sleep, breathe training, warfare, combat. Matter of fact, they thrown out into the wilderness at 12, and they have to come back with a wolf at 12. You know, a lot didn't come back, right? But this is why they're so confident. Because they put the hours in. They've bled it. They've ate it. They've done hard, unthinkable things that most people wouldn't dream of doing. And so now when it comes to a situation of death, well, we train for this. Oh, we going out with a bang, baby. Because this is what we do. Their confidence is 1,000%. And they almost defeated the world's greatest army. Confidence. Confidence wins every time. Confidence keeps you there, keeps you in the fight. Confidence keeps your morale high. And I'm not talking about just being a confident mom or a confident dad or confident in your job. I'm talking about being a confident person through and through. So what does that mean? What does that look like? To be a confident person through and through. I find it easier because we have confidence in a lot of things. But I find it easier to look at the things that make us most insecure. What things are you struggling with? A lot of folk will say, double down on your strengths and minimize the damage to your weaknesses. And that could be a valid strategy depending upon what you're doing. But when you're talking about your life, I'm not talking about a job, I'm not talking about a promotion, I'm not talking about for the next 6 months. Yeah, if you're trying to do something in 6 months, yeah, I would say double down on your strengths. But you're talking about having a whole life, a complete life. I would say now you build those weaknesses up so they're not liabilities. So that when you walk in any room, when you're assigned any task, when somebody says, I need you to go up here and talk to these kids or these ladies or these men or these business owners or whatever, you got to hone those skills. That's why I joined a company like Toastmasters, organization like Toastmasters. So I can be more confident in my speaking. That's why I got a business coach. So I can be more confident when I saw business opportunities. That's why I got a mentor. Somebody I can run things by before I drive myself off of a deep end. That's why I got a partner, a wife. Somebody that's going to hold me accountable. And somebody I have life to share with. You see, we do things in a corner so often. So I can talk to kids all day. It's the adults. Yeah, I did a speaker training last Saturday for a small office. And it was interesting watching them from the very beginning to the end of the presentation and having them come up and actually present something or do something impromptu. I mean, it was a fun exercise. They had a really good time. I had a really good time. But for me, it was watching the light come on to say, this is not that hard. I can do this. I can do this. That was an amazing feeling for me. They had a good experience. Now, how long will it last? How long, we only retain 25% of anything that's said to us in any kind of training or conference anyway. But the more you apply, the faster you apply, the more sticks. Monique said, I teach Sunday school. Wow, middle school, that's the group that everybody run from. Oh, Leonidas. Oh, man. Yeah. But I know that's a long way around to get to this fake it until you make it. And it is cap. The reason I say that is cap.
Stop the cap.
The reason I say that is cap is because what's the point of getting into something that you can't sustain? It's a lie. It's like lying on your application if you're a convicted felon and saying, oh, I don't have any felonies. Well, I'm just faking it, man. So when I get in here, they'll see how good I work. And they see how good I work, then, when they find out the truth, if they find out, then. But no, what you did is you lied on this application. You got the job. You had the job for 8 months. You building a life around this job. You just got an apartment. You just got a car. You just put your kid in some kind of school. And now they got you on the carpet the next day saying, hey, I noticed you had an irregularity on your application. You lied. And now your hole is bigger because now you started to build on the lie. The fakeness got you. You go into the relationship, oh, this is my real hair. This is my real butt. These are my real boobs. Okay, I ain't gonna go there. I'm just playing. Because ladies, some of y'all be faking it till you make it your whole life. I know, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be nice. Stop it. Badge mine. I ain't gonna do it. Faking is just a bandage for covering the truth. Exactly. Exactly. When I was dating, I met this chick. We went for dinner. And when I tell you, every time she blinked her eyes, my eyes got dry because her lashes were so doggone big that she was just like, she was doing this the whole time. And I just, y'all know me. I'm just looking at her just like. And she's like, why you keep staring at me? I'm just like, I say, you're amazing. She's like, oh, you're so sweet. I'm just like, I didn't want to say because you got big ass lashes on your face. What the hell is this? And it was too much. Now I'm not against some lashes. No special occasion lashes. You want to make them a little thicker. Whatever. I get it. But these was literally like she had hands over her eyes. Every time she blinked, it was like drying my eyes out every time she blinked. Then she had a BBL that wasn't done right. I met her on Tinder, man. I saw some pictures and I thought they were, I thought it was real. I found out really quick. Yeah, no, it's a way to do it. It's a way to enhance. Yeah, she had the bogus booty lift. I like that. It was nice, but yeah, it was like all of that, and then the legs was like that thin. These were her legs. But her booty was just sitting like that. It's like she walked around looking like two blow pops. Oh man. All right. That shit, you'll say all natural over here. Oh man. Okay. I don't know, Toronto Riggins. I'm not sure what you just said right there. Oh, I'm gonna get gotcha. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, man. Yeah, why you got them caterpillars on your eyes? Chopsticks, man. Hey. All I'm saying is there's a way to enhance yourself without, but that's the culture. That's the era that we live. We've always had it. I think it's a human thing. And we want to be the biggest, the bodacious. We want to get the most attention. A lot of people, they feel that way. They feel like getting the attention is what's going to, make the biggest impact for them. And it's all a personal choice, and I'm not here to condemn or make fun of, although sometimes it be cracking me up, bro. It cracks me up. And I'm like, yeah, you can't handle, no, I can't. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's me. I can't handle you. I just like to, when I roll over in the morning, I want to see the same person that I lay down with. I don't want to be two different people. Oh, never mind. Okay. All right. Yeah, we definitely need to do a night show so I can tell some of these other stories, boy. Woo. Okay. Y'all. Okay, let me get back. It's past 8 o'clock. Let's get ready to get up out of here. It's the weekend. It's the weekend, bro. We got stuff to do. But anyway, we gonna continue, man. Today was just the fake it till you make it. I want to get this out the way. I want to really talk about, I want to at least set the groundwork for what faking it till you make it is. and what confidence really should be about, what it is, how to be fully whole in your confidence, how to be fully confident in who you are. Remember, we're talking about personal development. We're talking about not just looking the part, but becoming that thing that you always wanted to be. We're talking about being a better human. I think the Dalai Lama said love was my religion, or kindness was my religion. Kindness. There's so many mean people in the world because they're insecure and they're faking it. They're afraid that people are going to find them out. They're lying on everything. And they're afraid to be found out. So when you say something that might shed a little light, they hate you for it. Because they live in a fake life. They live in a fake existence. They have no real confidence because they have no legs to stand on. No pun intended. Yeah, got little chopsticks that can't support them well. Catching bullets with his teeth. And then they see you over there being great, just shining. And they hate you. And we want to stop the hate. We want people to be confident and have real confidence. We want people to live in their truth, be proud of themselves because they are the part and not just faking it. But that's the goal. That's why we're here. And I'm excited for what's to come next week. Oh man, I love the way y'all get along with each other, man. It does my heart proud. I love it. But on that note, it's time to say see you later for this weekend. So you go out there, spend family time, do the things that you can do to be happy. Personal development, self-care, whatever it does, whatever you can do that make you feel rested and relaxed, do that because it's important. You run from challenge to challenge so many times, putting out this fire to that fire, journey to journey, test to test, trial to trial, and we never really stop and smell the roses. We never really stop and just exhale and take in what we've just done or where we've just come from. I want you to start doing that a little bit more. I want you to truly enjoy your life. So y'all go out, take care of yourselves, love one another, your families, and I'll see you on Monday. Talk soon. Peace.